Where we got stopped last day for your match. Yeah, did anyone try this? Whether UI 15, UI 16, and next experience UI? What are the differences? Can you see any differences if you tried? Only few differences. Can anyone tell? What was the differences you could see from UI 15 or UI 16 or in Polaris? Okay, check it from your end. Okay, one important note here. The important note here, okay. Let's say whenever I am logging into my instance directly, okay, first time, sign up, then very first time you are trying to be logged into the system, that time it will be turned on UI experience of Polaris. Okay, this automatically would be turned on. That is true. Turned on means the status of this particular, okay, the status of this particular active is true under system properties. Remember, okay, under system properties, you will go to the Polaris experience, you will be turned off if it is not needed. By defaultly, it is turned on, right? So whenever you get turned off, automatically the instance, whatever you are working on or practicing on, will be here, UI 16. There wouldn't be major differences. You'll be seeing some of the options. Okay, if you come here, few options. What is this? Is this UI 16 or next experience? Polaris. What is this? See, is this Polaris or UI 16?
Polaris, Polaris.
This is UI 16, not Polaris. See, you want it to be cross-checked, then simply go here. Okay, just type system, right? Dot properties dot list. You can go there and check it. System dot properties. It is not the UI Polaris next experience, because see here, whenever the moment you want it to be cross check, okay, simply you can come here over the settings and automatically it shows for you switch to UI 15. UI 15 is very old one. For Polaris, right? You don't see anything. Okay, simply you can go to the system properties and check, it would be turned on. If I click on this, it will be going to the very old one. You can observe. This is very old one. How it looks like? It is very old one, UI 15. Okay, most of the people will be using. If you don't need it, okay, you wanted to upgrade it, then simply click on the gear icon, then switch to UI 16. That's it. But whenever you are on the Polaris view, you don't see those options directly. Most of the times. You can try. Fine. And one more thing important. If you wanted to be switched to the UI 16 or UI 15, okay, whenever you logged into the system or your instance, you can play with this only. If you make it false, it will be on UI 16. If you make it true, It is on the polar issue. But directly you can't turn off or turn on UI 16 directly. You can play with this. If it is turned off, it goes to UI 16. Okay. That is bit important thing. And any questions around? Okay. We were discussing last time. Okay. STLC. Does anyone knows the SDLC? We have started here, then we got stopped the session, I think. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
What is SDLC?
Software development lifecycle,
Okay.
like in which we can decide like how the steps are we going to perform in the development.
Mhm. Okay. So I think for your batch, we had taken one of the example, SDFC Bank, correct? So whenever the people of SDFC guys are having any issues, okay, directly they will call to customer care, okay, support team, and they will pick up the phone and they will try to creating the incidents here, right? Based upon our understanding and based upon the communication that we had last. Okay, but how? Okay, this is being used in the live, or you will be calling it as the production, correct? This part, because instead of this, okay, instead of this, it would be SDFC. The client or the entity name would be here. Okay, this application wherever we are using the name of that. Fine. But how directly the developers of ServiceNow will be deployed the code or working on here, or there will be different kind of instances before it goes to the production. Okay. Any project in IT, okay, very first thing, there is a process. You must have to understand the process of it. What is the process in the IT they will be using to develop this kind of application and deploying into the production. Okay, so let's assume the SDFC people needs or they are using some other application to track their incidents or issues. SDFC people. Now they wanted to be switching to the service now. Okay, they wanted to be switching to the service now. But how these guys will try to communicate with any organization? It can be any organization. Okay, this you keep aside just to 2 minutes. You will come to this point. But before we are pitching into this, how the SDFC people will be trying to be communicate with any organization for this for this outcome, because I had the requirement. I am not knowing anything. I know anything, okay, but how these guys will be trying to be approach any IT organization to develop the application called this to track the issues. Okay, any in a real world, remember, okay, there would be the separate team. If I tell you TCS or Infosys, or if I tell CTS, any organization, any IT organization, any system, first this can be calling as a client. Remember, client, directly client. These guys, SDFC people, will try to talk to many of the organizations based on their requirement. Maybe for service now they required, these guys will be trying to be communicate with any of one. Okay, any of one, maybe from TCS there would be directly the team called business development team. okay, or sales team. These guys will be there in every organization to get the projects from the client. Okay. Before we are starting the development, there would be the one more step. I would say that is calling as the request for information sometimes. Okay. From here, the people who needs this, okay, who needs this from here, they will be approaching business team or business development team or sales team from different kind of organizations. Okay. And they will tell them the requirement, high level requirement. So I am having this number of people, for example, 1 lakh of people. 1 lakh of people should be able to track the application, to track the issues. They should be using it. Okay. And currently I am using one of the tool called Jira, for example, to track the issues. But I don't want Jira. I want my entire system, okay, should be moving to the service now. The high level requirement this guy will tell SDFC level. From the SDFC also there are business team, they will be approaching these guys. Then they will be contacting multiple people to get the benefit over the, anything over the like a costing and the duration, right? So maybe TCS people, okay, TCS people will be giving the project, okay, entire project of this can be giving in 2 months, for example, 2 months with help of the quotation around 40 CR. Okay, 40 CR. You just observe it. Okay. And Infosys business people told this can be done 2.5 months with, for example, 34 CR. Next, Cognizant, CTS people, for example, they told it don't take much time. It will be done in 1.5 months. Okay. At very less cost. That is 30 CR itself. But as a client, as a customer, you tell me which, okay, which entity or the organization you will be choosing here based upon general discussion.
Go with the CTS with local.
Absolutely, you will go for this because the duration, whatever I'm expecting, it is in line, for example, and the budget is also less. Okay. This is called bidding because there would be the multiple people, not only these. It is the competitive market, sir. In competitive market, to get the project, to survive us, these guys will be working a lot. Business development people or sales people. These are all the holes of the any organization because these guys will get the project. These guys will talk to any of them, whoever are there, the clients, whoever approach. There are different kind of sites to be communicated. Understand? So this is the first step of any software development life cycle, but it is not been involved this step. Okay, in the back end it will be. In the back end, these things will be happening. And for example, the project is got by these people, for example, CTS. Then what is the next step? Tell me. CTS got the project and SOW and all they had given. Okay. They had given some quotation and in the first week or second week or third week or fourth week, what are our plans and when you will be getting exactly the dates and all they will be given. To whom? To HDFC people. Okay, fine. So here, did we get the entire or the all the functionality whichever required HDFC or high level requirement we got here? Tell me. Let's assume you are here or you are here, CTS. When you're trying to be speak to these guys initially, did you got all the requirements or very high level requirements? You got it and you got the project. There was a bidding, right? How did you got it? Maybe you're not knowing all the requirements. High level you did understand. Then you got the project. But next what? What is the first step? You need to start developing it. To start developing it, what is the first step of it? First step, any organization, any application, requirement gathering is most important thing. Requirement gathering. In the requirement gathering, okay, the people who had involved here, for example, from the CTS, there is a sales team. Along with sales team, there would be the project manager, okay, and business team, business analyst team will be also there, okay, and they will start building the team. They will start gathering all the requirements. For examples, SDFC had given here, uh, for example, 40 requirements. Okay, just assume requirement and all. You are not knowing as of now, but try to understand the naming convention. Okay, this SDFC people are having 40 requirements. For 40 requirements for this project, how many ServiceNow developers are needed or testers are needed, okay, to develop this application, okay, to develop this application and give it to the SDFC to use it. For example, for SDFC project, based upon this requirement, okay, in a high level, they had taken around 6 ServiceNow platform team. Okay, along with one business analyst. Does anyone know business analyst job? Business analyst. Did you hear anyone? This part,
Yes, sir.
the business analyst. Who is that guy? What does this guy?
They approach to the say and get into the projects.
Yeah. No. Usually the statement of business analyst. Once we got the project, okay, whenever we start building the application, okay, then this guy is very good at the speaking. First point, he speaks a lot. He understands the system. Maybe will be having the knowledge of this part. Okay, maybe we'll be having the knowledge of this part. Means maybe he have worked for multiple clients for ServiceNow. Okay, he will get the requirements from the SDFC people with multiple meetings. Okay, he will get it. What are all the exact requirements? These requirements and all, this guy will get it. Okay, let's say they said 40 requirements. What are they exactly? And this guy will be trying to be pass the information, whatever he got from the client, sharing with these guys. Okay, you just observe in a real-time way how it is happening. I'm trying to make you understand. Okay. See, this guy will try to talk to these people, SDFC people, business team, whoever having the knowledge or whatever required for them, they will be having some knowledge from the SDFC. There are few people. Okay, he will talk to them, business analyst team. Okay, maybe he's good at the speaking and he will be understanding system a lot. He is the mediator in between SDFC people, I mean client, and our ServiceNow platform. He is the mediator. Okay, most of the organization, as ServiceNow team or any developers, okay, not only ServiceNow, for example, any developers nowadays, we don't contact to the client directly. Whatever you need, for example, in the future, we'll talk to this guy. Okay, this guy, meetings, whatever the information required, most of the times, this guy will be there, will be handling everything. Remember, okay, whatever required, he will be getting it and passing to the ServiceNow platform team. Okay, in every organization, very first thing in any software development application, that is the requirement gathering. In the requirement gathering, all the requirements will get it from the client. When we say 40 requirements, what are those requirements and keep it in the documentation. Why documentation, sir? That is required a lot in the IT. If you don't keep all the requirements in the document, if you are not getting the approval, in a future they will come and there would be the miscommunication. Sir, you told something and you did something. What you told, what you did. What you told, the proof is this. What you did, the proof is this. From our end. Correct? Okay. Every time there are emails, plenty of emails will be going on. There are plenty of meetings. Okay. This part, remember, the requirement gathering part not only done in one day, okay, or 1 week mostly. It takes a time. There are the multiple meetings and get the system understanding in a high level. What would be the output of it? Keep it all the requirements in one of the documentation and drop an email and get the approval from the client. Okay. Whenever the requirements got fulfilled up, then only these guys means we start working our ServiceNow platform team. But when we say 6 members of ServiceNow platform team, who are they, sir? Okay, who are they? That's what we are going to be understand. The course, whatever we are learning, okay, here we will be working on this. We are this ServiceNow platform team. Clear? In the first step of this, any entity, any organization. Any questions, anyone? Before we are moving to the next step. Yes, no? Fine. See here, when we say 6 people depends on the requirements they will be recruiting. But, okay, 6 people, how many of them are developed? Okay, okay, how many them are developers? How many them are testers? Who are the leads? How many members are senior engineers? Or maybe they are having bit knowledge like 1 year or 2 years experience people. Okay, that can be all depends on this. On the budget. On the budget, they will recruiting these guys. They will be recruiting. Because if I taken 30 CR of the project, if I spend 35 CR of the people on their salaries, does that make sense? If they take up one of the project, at least they would be expecting 30 or 40% of the revenue, remember. Okay, if CTAs or any organization, if they takes one of the project, okay, at least 30 to 40% revenue would be there, at least. So to arrange 6 people, okay, they will be playing or looking at this and they will recruit you. That is why whenever someone asks me the package and all, I will be simply saying it depends on the organization, sir. It is not in my hand. Because you guys will be asking me sometimes, sir, if I learn some, ServiceNow platform or ServiceNow developer, But what would be my packages, sir? Packages and all depends on this, sir, mostly. Because see, internally, if the team is there or internally the people are there, also fine. They will take it up. Depends on their budget itself. Even they wanted to recruit the people from outside, also they will be thinking about this. Remember? You remember or not sometimes, okay? Even one of the organization is having two resources with high package, okay? Even they will even they are having the project for these guys, but they don't allow them to work it on because these guys salaries might be high. Again they will get the recruit the people from outside, two people. Again from outside they will recruit it, and they will be make them work for one of the project. These guys will be on the bench till they satisfied with the budget. This is kind of business, even internally. Okay, that is general things what I'm trying to be tell you here, this and all. But the actual things, first step is this. Next step, they will start working on it. The phase is called, okay, the phase is called development. Development. In the development phase, maybe along with the 6 members, there would be one lead who can be able to manage everything, okay, like in the technically and leading the team. Okay, one guy is the lead and one guy is the architecture, and for example, two people are the senior engineers, okay, and two people are the junior people. So 4 years or maybe 5 relevant experience people will be here. These guys, junior developers. Maybe they are having 2 years or 1 year. They are little bit knowledge of it. These guys are very good at the technical things. This is the team of it. And sir, you said testing and all. Testing, there wouldn't be separate team most of the times. 95 or 96%, there would be separate team for the testing. Testing means whatever we are developing, the other people don't test out separate team. In the development, they will start developing it. They will take all the requirements. In the first phase, they will take few requirement and assign to few people and start working on it. Whenever they start working on it, okay, the URL of the service now for this client would be something like this. See, let's say for this project we are working on, then the URL of the service now is this whenever they are working on it. This is not being touched or accessed by the end users, means these people, correct? These people or any of them, whoever going to be, used in the live. This is not accessible. This is internal, where only people are working for, project. They are being able to access to this particular instance. Here the development will be going on. Once the development is done, let's say there are these people, every people will start working on, depends on their bandwidth. Okay, whenever they start working on, they will be deploying the code here. Okay, then they will test it out, called unit testing. Because let's assume I had one requirement here. Okay, I'm the senior engineer, for example. I got one of the requirement. The requirement is something like this. I did say new. What? Give me- Okay. The requirement is something like this. Okay. Depends on the software. I see only software related choices, but extra choices I wanted to be developed. Then I will develop. Okay. I will write the code. Maybe I will work on it. And I need to test this out. Okay. Whenever I'm selecting the software, am I getting the choices, whatever I am added in the backend, I am able to see them or not. I need to check it out. The testing, whatever I am doing, this kind of testing called unit testing. Remember, unit test is nothing but the unit testing can be done by the dev team itself. Dev team. Because before they are deploying this code into the next level, they will test out internally after writing or after develop something. They don't test everything, remember here. They don't test everything. They test just whatever they did. So I had selected software, then software related categories, subcategories, I should say. But they don't check in a negative way. Let's assume in a hardware I had selected in the category, am I able to see, okay, the software related choices here? Because it shouldn't be showing that thing also I need to check it out, but that can be done in the next phase by the testers. Maybe these are all, these guys can be done the testing, but not entire testing, but there would be different kind of instance to be tested out. Okay, once the development is done, they will be moving our application or the next phase is in a high level, this testing phase. So in the testing, do we able to access this, or there would be the separate instance, not this. Whenever the guys is develop the code, for example, 1 week or 2 weeks, okay, 2 weeks they will work on, and once the requirements are done, they will be moving them to one of other phase called this, or in some of the organizations, okay, let me keep it this, or this, or different kind of naming conventions. But QA, sir, what is QA? QA is nothing but the quality assurance. Okay. STG is nothing but STFC staging. Okay. This and all you will be calling as in the real-time environments. Dev is one of the environment. QA is one of the environment. STG is one of the environment. There will be different kind of, you know, environments where people can access do their job. So in the testing, okay, they will entirely test the application, okay, along with 4 people here, maybe one guy from here or one guy from here, they will start testing out the entire system. Depends on the requirements whatever is developed in this environment. Okay, let's say one of the requirement is not working properly. For example, it is the same requirement. Okay. Let's say whenever I am selecting the assignment group, it is not moving to the in progress automatically. Then that is the bug. It is not reaching my requirement, actual requirement. Then these guys will log the things. These guys will log the, sorry, right. These guys will log the defects, and whoever worked on it, that will be assigned to one of the developer. Okay. This guy directly will not work here, remember again. They will make the change in one of the environment, that is dev. And again, they will deploy the code into here. Okay. In our service now, to play with different kind of environments, let's say I did some work here. I wanted to move it to the next environment. For that, we will be using one of the topic here, important topic, that is update set. Somewhere it is there. Update sets. We will be using the update sets, one of the topic from here. this topic. This topic we will use it, okay? And we will be moving our, you know, work from one instance to other instance. That's it. So once everything gets settled down, okay, in the QA, that will be long process. They will raise the defects and it will go to the dev team. Again, they will start working on. They will be deploying into here. Okay, once all the 40 requirements. Okay, why 40? Because of this. Our assumption was 40. Once all the 40 requirements are cleared, okay, once 40 requirements are the clear, then it will be moving to the next stage. Okay, next stage, for example, that is live environment. In the live, the people will be able to access it of end users from the SDFC. The URL of the live environment is something like this: sdfc dot servicenow dot. Finally, this is. So once we deployed, okay, once we deployed the the code into the live environment, there would be the support or maintenance. Support means we support to the production. Okay, maybe if there are 6 people, maybe 2 people or 3 people will be supporting with this project in the live environment. Means if there are any issues in the live, they will immediately start working on and deploying the code. They will resolve the issues related to the application, not people related issues. Remember, related to the application, whatever they develop, if there are any issues, they will support. There is a separate team called support. This is the high level, development life cycle the people used to follow. In some of the organization, there would be different, maybe, but this is the process now. This everyone should get understand. Fine.